Hi Libra. Alright, welcome to this space. Thank you for being here. Happiest now whenever you arrive. Alright, so I feel the need to tell you, you are recorded on the same day as Pisces. This is one of your blind spots. So I feel like this is helpful. Now, I must mention, Sagittarius and Capricorn this month thus far have been very positive, like lots of enthusiasm, what have you. The rest of the signs have been, there's some deeper energy. We are in Pisces time when I'm recording this, right? Like some more oceanic sort of feelings, maybe some darker parts, right, that we haven't seen, or maybe we haven't seen in a while. So if things come up like this, I feel like this reading may take a while. Most of the readings this month will take a while to kind of settle in. Let me actually take a note. Okay. So, let's tap in here. Well, who are you? I feel like there's a lot of internal work, okay, that has been being done. I feel like you're feeling good about yourself. Confident, right? Especially more confident about the past. But there's still a linger in here. And I saw this very specific message and it came up again. So this isn't the most abnormal situation to happen. But any of you who ever lost a child, well, I guess I want you to know that what do I see? That the soul is pure. Okay? There may be pain where you are, but I heard there's no pain where they are. So, moving along. I guess creativity also could be a little bit, like you may be thinking back, how you used to, like, you're like, oh, I want more enthusiasm. I want more, like almost bravery. But then because of some situations, like experiences that you've had, you're more cautious, right? You realize that there's a difference between that there is risk and there is gain, right? And it's important to realize when you need to ensure your own safety, your own security, and when you need to ask for help. Just a minute. Before I started your reading, I was doing this. Would you take a minute, even if you live where there's 2 feet of snow right now? It's like, will you find, actually Pisces talked about this, find your sunniest window if you cannot be outside for some reason. It's not warm enough, although you could just, but I feel like there should be some comfort in it. And just get some sun on your skin. You know what I mean? And just literally just rest your head for a minute. Do you want to do it right now? You've been doing a lot, huh? We talked about this last month, right? You needed a break. Did you take that break? Were you able to? I'm assuming you did and you didn't. So, let's move along, Libra. Well, I guess what's happening here is you're starting to turn your back on the past. Like the things that hurt, the things that weren't well thought out, past experiences, relationships, lovers, children, whatever. Something like this, like feelings about it. It could be some feelings that weren't so nice either, right? Maybe whatever they were, but it's like you're starting to turn your back, but you haven't done a full 180 yet. So congratulate yourself for the places that you have forgiven. You're a very forgiving sign, you know. You as Scorpio, very forgiving, right? Not always so easy to forget, but that's another story. I guess humans have memories for a reason, right? Oh, I mentioned this to Pisces also, but this is important. So Uranus going through Taurus, it makes a difference. It's a change in our reality. It's a change in what we have, right? What we have internally, what we have physically. And Taurus in your chart will be the place that needs to change. But how you do it is through the lens of Aquarius, right? Through the portal of Aquarius. So if you know your chart, please take a gander. If you don't know what that means, I don't know. You can figure it out. The internet is an amazing library, right? You're so smart, Libra. You really are. You haven't always trusted yourself, but you're super smart. You know, you're pretty level-headed. You help people all the time. You help even when you're aware of yourself, you still are more than able to help others, and because of that, you've struggled a lot, right? It causes a struggle for you, but it's a struggle that you actually enjoy the endurance of it. But you must know your levels to things, and maybe this is where you're just learning more of a fine-tuning to where you're putting your energy and how that is coming out. Now, subconsciously, you have the Six of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. I actually feel like this is so beautiful, because the Five of Pentacles connects up here to this tower that you are no longer, like, that you have done a good amount of analyzing on. I think that perhaps now and again, it's important to turn around and make sure there aren't any feelings wrapped up in that are making you feel like you have to be a martyr or sacrifice something unnecessarily, because that's your tendency, right? The sun, right? Say specifically if you have like North Node or Sun in Libra rising, it's like the sun is something that is constant, right? Every day it comes out about the same time, every single day. It looks the same. I mean, the colors change some, but that's another story. But it's there. It's a constancy. So your capacity to help and to be of service is such an innate part of you. But you are not the sun. You are a human being, right? So there's no way to be like, go, 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 go. You know, think about when I know not everybody's here at different ages, but like, if you are in your 20s or if you're past your 20s, it's like when you're in your 20s, you have all the energy forever. You know, it's like, you could not really sleep. You could have fucking 3 kids. You could have 2 jobs. Like, you could be an alcoholic. Like, all these things, right? All these things could be happening. You have all this energy, and then you get older and things sort of, as you mature, right, things sort of slow down. So I see when that happens, don't take it personally, because you're cardinal. You know, your tendency is to always go, do, heal, help, be of service, grow. Like, you have to rest. Okay? You have to take time for yourself. Virgo comes before you. to settle your mind, you know what I mean? So you can be this true, loving Venusian self that you really want to be, not just for others, but also for yourself, in your partnerships, you know, your lover, whatever. Your creative endeavors, right? Giving to places that you want to. Now, in the near future, I see that there is a choice to be made. This is something, too, that you've already been praying about. It's something you've already been having conversations with other people even about. Obviously, having deep conversations with how you feel, too, I feel like that has been happening. And what's cool is, whether you realize it or not, there's a lot of subconscious healing going on under the surface, you know? Again, deep in those Piscean waters, there's some things that are going on there that are really beautiful. Let me see. So what you've been learning about is the Queen of Cups. I like that. It's deep introspection into your own feelings. I also see this is another thing about children or conception, things of this nature, family, right? Where you were created, could be your mom, whatever. She's also very intuitive, right? Very gentle. She also has a very hard time asking for help. So if you've been learning about this, I feel like this is good. It's almost like, because you're a masculine sign, your feelings may be hard to tap into, because it's like, I saw like those Russian dolls, right? I forget what they're called, but it was like they were made out of Rubik's cubes. And there was like a little tiny Rubik's Cube inside of a bigger Rubik's Cube inside of another. There were 4 of them. 5 of them. And this is complex, you know. So don't worry if you haven't figured it all out yet. Whatever that means, whatever you're working through. But I see it may be in the... Where is this? Well, most of these characters are sitting, right? It's like you have to stand up and then take a step towards something. But this has something to do with Aquarius, which makes it hard because this is actually a very emotional space to tap into. It's water. What you will be learning about next. I guess it has something to do with your career. Like your place in the world, and this is also your capacity to balance in this space as well. I feel like you will be learning a lesson about time. This is another place where you are sort of instead of turning your back to it like the other energy talked about, this is where you can actually kind of lean on it. Sort of like this, where you can like lean on something. What can you lean on? Who do you lean on? Where do you feel like safe enough to do that? So you know what I mean? And I heard, and did you do that with your mother? Or like when you were a kid, like who did you lean on? You know what I mean? I just saw like a child in like an adult's lap, you know what I mean? Something like that, like. An adult holding a child. Interesting. Okay, so what you're afraid of is Scorpio. This is also a Piscean card, so it could be a bit of both of them. And I would suggest, since you're on the same day, you are in conjunct to Pisces, and Pisces has talked a lot about Pisces and Scorpio energy mixed together. I feel like you could really learn. This is a good trine for you to learn from, okay? Let me see, I'm going to choose a card on this. Whoa. I made a deck, but it's too slippery. Or it is rather slippery, excuse me. Is fear's a little slippery, right? Cause slippery slopes. Well, whatever it is that you are afraid of, this goes into that, because Scorpio rules the subconscious. I see an emphasis here of this subconscious healing that you've been doing, especially in relation to, again, overly being of service to others and not yourself, and also causing unnecessary suffering, right? Or, like, because if you don't ask for help, then you can't actually get what you desire. And this relates to God, to your friends, to whoever, right? We have to, nobody actually ever does anything alone. No one is ever alone, right? Even if there are no humans around, it is impossible for people to be alone. There are so many things around. There's no place in the world that has nothing. And even if you are there, it still would not have nothing because you are there. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you can fix something with Scorpio too. Guess this could be a person. What's this one? Maybe you want to give the gift of forgiveness. Who are you forgiving? And what are you forgiving yourself about? And I see again, who is it that you can lean on? To be honest, I heard whether you're up or down. And this has something to do with Saturn, Capricorn energy. You know, I guess as much help as you give others, that is what you have available to you also. But whether you take it or not is a different story. Right? Like, I just saw a child being like, you know, juice. It was like they had to tell, you know, something that it needed something, and then the other one is like, oh, you want juice? Oh, okay, here's some. Yeah, of course we get juice. Yeah, you can have some juice. And then all of a sudden you just get what you want. But this goes back into who you leaned on when you were young, when you were a child, when you're growing up, like what the giving and receiving was. And I heard where you're at now. Libra. Stay focused, okay? What are you focused on right now? Because the stay focused has to do with goals, right? A dream is only a dream until you actually make a plan about it. And you have to be emotionally prepared, right? Because otherwise, you won't trust what's guiding you. Right? You'll be too scared to see something. And I heard no need to miss an opportunity. Remember in your yearly reading, it's like, is this love? that I'm feeling. Like, what do you love, Libra? What do you absolutely love to do? What is fun to you? Right? Nobody else is around. You get a day off. No kids, no husband, no wife, whatever. Just like, no, you get day off, you know, no work. You're just chilling. What do you love to do? Because that needs to be a part of what you are doing. But of course, this can't be the main part because you're Saturn's exalted in you. You can't, that can't be your main part, right? You gotta be, I heard this is where Libra trumps Taurus in capacity for, right? Because we need the micro and the macro, right? To be able to have the right aperture so that it's not blurry. Libra. Awesome. Sun. 9 of Cups. Hi, Zumi. Chariot. Well, apparently, this is so good, I don't even know what to say about it. You know, when you're so happy about something, it almost turns into, there's like this silence that comes over it, right? There's no words to describe how awesome it is. What, you know, stand back and look at what you created. You know, feel good and confident about that. Feel safe and loved and protected enough to continue to move forward regardless, I heard, of who or what is in your life. Not that anything has to exactly go for all of you. You know, it's not, that's not going to be relative to all of you, but there's an emotional maturity here. Yes. I feel like there was some really significant family trauma that has been, there's a chunk there that has been attended to. It's good. Yes, it's good. So I see, keep up the good work. I feel like the next 3 months also awesome. I think the next 3 months there's a lot of growth. You're safe and loved and protected in that space. I want you to feel good about who you are as a person, as a lover, as a friend, as a mother, as a father, as a child. Okay? I heard as a worker, as an artist, as a driver, right? As a family member, as an employee, as a boss. Feel good about that. Yes, please. You might go somewhere in, like, when is this? Something in July. But you're not sure yet. It's like maybe you're waiting on somebody else for something, but I wouldn't wait too long on that. I would be focusing on what are right. Maybe you need to practice a little bit of, Virgo had this message originally, but maybe practice a bit as if no one was around. Like, how would you handle everything? You know what I mean? I mean, say you could have your children, of course you gotta take care of responsibilities, but like, as an adult, right? There were no other adults around. It's like, okay, just handling that emotionally will be helpful. Now, of course, if you have the financial part in order, that makes it easier. But I think for you, you're generally pretty on top of that. Yeah. So take advantage of this time to tap into these deep waters, because you're not actually afraid to hold your breath in this time. You know what I mean? Like, you can dive really deep in this time, Libra, if you feel like it. And I feel like it's like you're gonna find one of those, like lantern fish, which actually was in a Virgo reading last March, I think. But it's like because what they do is they create their own light. You know, in the midst of darkness, they create their own light. It's almost like the stars, you know. This Empress is really strong. What are you creating? What do you want to create? If you are of an age that you feel like, say you're in your 20s, early 30s, like, and you haven't had children yet, I feel like you should really think about it. You know, like, how you feel about being a parent. I also feel like, because of the cards here, if you are at an age that you can conceive, then I would be... I actually saw not to use like a contraceptive to block it, but just don't, if you don't, whoever you're having sex with, for instance, creating with, if you can't see yourself like having a child with them, I guess regardless of the age, there's something about like, why are you having sex? Why are you creating with them anyway? Do you know what I mean? Because I guess sometimes contraceptives are this thing where, like, you can do something, right? But you can adverse a certain risk by adding in another thing. But it also makes us do things sometimes that we normally wouldn't do if we didn't have this potential, like, support net. So be aware of who and what you're sharing your energy with, because it is creating your reality. Do you know what I mean? Yes. Very interesting readings today. I think the moon's in Cancer. So much about art. So much about art. What is your creative thing, Libra? I know you probably have many of them, but like, what's the one that you forget about time when you do it? And remember, stay focused. Stay focused, right? You have a goal, you will attain it. Remind yourself. Okay? Have these conversations not only with your head, but also with your heart and soul, right? With God. Take the wisdom of other people around you to, well, show you what you in some senses are building. And also that remember that you have, again, help all around you. Juice, you know, hungry, what have you. And what would you like your life to be? I feel like a 3-year goal would be very good here. 3-month goal, big deal. I feel like there are some things you really need to attend to over the next 3 months, but you know, what do you want to create? Because it's a big deal. This Empress, you know, she's even in the book of Revelations specifically. It literally describes the tarot card. It's fascinating. She's protected there, though. And I heard, remember, No matter what your job is, whatever your title is for your job, it is spiritual. Okay? It is helping karma. It is helping your soul. It is helping the souls that you come across at your job, wherever it is. Doesn't matter. You could be custodian, CEO, whatever. Be Avon lady. Very spiritual. Don't forget that. Please take care of yourself. Thank you for the wonderful time together. I do hope this was of service, of course. And I hope you enjoyed the sunshine. Oh, it is so nice. It's been cold. It's been cold here, rainy, overcast, kind of gray. You know, it's nice to have sunshine again. Please take care.